are you guys doing today? Welcome back to the channel. I decided I wanted to do something really different today. These are all the sketchbooks that I have collected over the years. I can guarantee you I have had more, but I've definitely lost them. Imagine an iPad kid, but with sketchbooks. That was me. I had a sketchbook absolutely everywhere I went as a child. Hi, by the way, if you're new here, my name's Sarah. I've been a digital artist since I was 12 years old. So for keeping track, that is 16 years. And before I was posting my art online, I was putting it in sketchbooks. Even some of the art I have in here has been posted online, but I have been drawing literally since I could hold a crayon in my hand. I have not stopped drawing since I learned how to put pen to paper. A sketchbook was like my comfort item when I was a child. Instead of carrying a teddy bear around, I would carry a sketchbook with me. It wasn't even to draw in necessarily. Sometimes I would take a sketchbook, put it in my lap, and then just stare out the window of the car. And it was like a security blanket for me. I loved my sketchbooks. So these are all the sketchbooks that I still have from my childhood. We've ordered them from the oldest to the newest down at the bottom. I definitely haven't filled all of these. I'm pretty sure some of them might even be empty. Like I think this one right here, way at the bottom, I don't think I've ever drawn anything in that, but it was in my collection, so I put it in here. But what I really wanted to do today was kind of do a sketchbook tour of some of my old art, just so you guys can see where I've come from, how much I've progressed. So we're gonna start with this top one up here. This was the kind of sketchbook that I would have as a kid. This really cheap, like, color on it with your crayons. Oh my God, it's from Wishing Well. Can you guys see that? I don't even think Wishing Well exists anymore. And it was $4. Ugh, let's see here. We're opening it up, and right on the front page, we have a beautiful Christmas tree with a terrifying angel on top. That is, wow. Okay, moving right past that. I'm not gonna show you guys every page of every single one of these sketchbooks because this video would be like 72 hours long if I did, but I'm just gonna flip through them and show you some of the notable ones. I think my brother and I also shared sketchbooks when I was a kid. He was pretty artistic too. So some of these I don't think are my drawings, so I'm just gonna stick to the ones that I know I drew, which is really hard to tell on this one because obviously I must have been 5. Okay, this one is fun. So I've drawn here a parrot, and I think I actually used the parrot on the front for reference. That's quite fun. That's my first usage of reference that I've seen. Oh, we've got a comic here. I couldn't translate this if I tried. I have no idea what this comic is about, so take that as you will. Oh, here's some stuff I know that I drew. All right, when I was a kid, I was very into like mythical and magical animals. So here's a page that is just all mythical creatures. Got one of my very first mermaids down at the bottom here. You guys know how I love drawing mermaids. We've got a centaur with some quite impressive pecs and abs over here. It looks like a chameleon on his back. This is a griffin, a dragon, some little demon guy off in the corner here. Not sure. And of course, the beautiful unicorn up at the top. Don't worry, not all the drawings are gonna be like this. We're gonna get into some pretty cringe preteen years as well. This is interesting. Just a weird little sea serpent. I do remember really enjoying drawing teeth as a kid, like specifically dragon teeth. I thought they were really cool. All right, and it looks like we've reached the end of that sketchbook. We're down to blank pages. So I'm gonna move on to the next one. I literally put all these in order based on context clues inside the sketchbook, so I'm trying to keep them in order as best I can. So book number 2. Oh my, this doesn't even have a front on it. Oh, you know what? I'm gonna say this one's even older than book number 1, because look at this. That is a child's drawing right there if I've ever seen it. I actually know that I drew this because this hairstyle I drew all the time. These little pigtails. I know I drew that on all the little stick figures that I used to draw. Here's a sad dog. Looks like it's been caught out in the rain. We've got a lovely little couple here where it appears that this girl with the bow in her hair has tied bows all over her boyfriend's hair, which I find very creative. Lots of landscapes. I used to like drawing those, I guess. We've got what appears to be a jellyfish walking his pet shark. Oh, I know what this is. Oh, it's on the wrong page, but do you guys recognize that? That's the rainbow fish. I loved that book as a kid. It was my absolute favorite. All right. Nothing else much of interest in that book, but I am going to put it before book number 1 because that one's clearly older. All right, book number 3. Looks like we're getting into some actually decent sketch paper. So this one, oh, I labeled it. Was from 2005 to 2009, again, based on context clues inside the book. So I was about 7 or 8 to 11 or 12 when I was drawing in this book. Oh my God. I'm gonna show these to you way back here because I don't want anyone actually reading this, but we have song lyrics. I thought for sure I was gonna be the next Christina Aguilera when I was a kid. Oh yes, here come the dragons. I loved drawing dragons when I was a kid, specifically because of this book right here. I had the Dragonology book and I had the Dragonology handbook, and these, I would read through these all day, every day. I loved these books and I drew a lot of dragons because of them. All right, got some hand studies. I've definitely gotten a lot better at hand, but I think for an 8 to 12-year-old, these are not horrible. I'm actually really happy with those. There's a griffin. Again, mythical animals. I loved drawing mythical and magical animals when I was a kid. We've got a strange monkey, kind of a Disney style, if you really look at it. I don't think I've drawn a monkey before or since this. All right. We are getting into the humans. When I was a kid, all I would draw was animals, and it was right around like junior high when I switched over to drawing humans, and now I can't draw animals. It's really funny. But this is an unfinished, but a good attempt. I don't know what this is supposed to be, aside from just a humanoid figure. You're gonna see a lot of examples of unfinished sketches. I never wanted to finish anything. If I screwed up on something, instead of erasing it, I would just move on to the next page. Oh my God, here's an example of that. I've got you see this? 1, 2, 3 of what appears to be the same type of mermaid, and I didn't finish a single one. Okay. All right, we're getting into the anime phase. I have absolutely no idea who this character is. In fact, I think she's got like a sister on the other page. Yeah, there she is. I have no clue who these characters are, but it's definitely very anime inspired. I love it. Oh, look at this. They've got alter egos. One's very like punk and the other one's very preppy. Oh, I love it. I was not the best character designer as a kid, but I don't think any of us were. I think this was the point when my friend introduced me to, they weren't called furries at the time. They were called anthros. So I was doing a lot of anthro characters. I'm skipping past, most of these pages that I'm skipping past are literally like, here's an example. I did not make good use of the real estate available on the page when I was a child. A horse! I was a horse kid. I was a horse girl. I loved horses. I loved drawing horses. It was all that I would draw for years at a time. Got a griffin in a very similar pose to that horse. I've got some more characters that, again, I don't know. I don't recognize these characters. I'm not entirely sure what their story is, and I definitely don't still have them. I gotta flip through these quicker because I'm only on, I think, book 3, and we've got all this to go. There's just so much I want to show you guys. Ah! Look at this werewolf! Look at those abs! Oh my God. What were references? Did we use those back then? I shouldn't be too hard on myself. I was probably 11 at this point. And I should say the reason the age gap is so huge on this one is because I had multiple sketchbooks at a time when I was a kid. So I probably got this when I was around 8 or 9, and then kept it till I was 11 or 12, and just had a bunch of other sketchbooks that I would also be drawing in. So it took me a very long time to use these up. I actually remember drawing this piece. I thought this was gonna be a really big, like, scenic piece, kind of akin to those fantasy posters that you see with all the like mist swirling around the bottom and waterfalls and fairies all over the place. I thought this was gonna be a really big, really detailed picture. And then I clearly just gave up on it. Oh, this is fun. I actually do remember this character. This is not a story that I'm actively working on anymore, but I remember this character's name was Gabriel? I think it was Gabriel. Yeah, he definitely didn't have a fully developed story, but I did have a few characters in this universe, and I do believe this one's name was Gabriel. And Alex, my emo boy character. I loved drawing this little guy. I don't know who wrote this. I like this. Someone clearly grabbed my sketchbook and wrote that in there. But I loved this man. I loved drawing him more than anything else. He was so edgy and emo. I remember his name was Alex, and he was just like the classic emo character. Oh, I just want to show you guys this. This little Naruto character, that is not mine. But look, this, I did draw this character. Look at the belts. Look at those belts. I always did it. I have a video planned that I really want to do where I create a character just using all of my worst character design elements. So I'm gonna do too many belts, I'm gonna do neon colored hair, different colored eyes, all that stuff. Oh, this is fun. Okay, I had a little stint where I really wanted to shade everything very intensely, and I thought this was so good. I thought this was realism. I was so proud of this one. Obviously got tired of it halfway through, but I was very proud of this picture when I first drew it. Okay, this is fun. This character I have actually drawn relatively recently. She was a part of the Huevember challenge. This is Imogen. I'll go ahead and pop a picture up of her that I've drawn recently, but I have had her obviously for a very long time. She's a part of Alex and Gabriel's story, but again, I just have characters for that story. I don't really have a solid storyline for it, so there's not much that I can tell you about it. Oh, look at this little kitty. Look at this little guy. Oh, that's so cute. Gotta go faster. I'm on book 3, for God's sake. I will say, it looks like I was getting a little better at body proportions towards the end of this sketchbook. This character definitely looks like I had some idea of what I was doing. This is a character that I do remember creating, by the way. I don't remember what her name is, but I do have some of her story written, just a little bit. It's not one of the stories that I'm actively working on, but it might be something in the future because I do really enjoy it. All right, we are going to go ahead and call it for book 3. That was about it in there. Moving on to book 4. Oh, okay. I have a date here, 2009 to 2010. So let's see how accurate that is. Right off the bat, dragon. More song lyrics. Okay. This is a story that I wrote after reading the His Dark Materials series, and I wanted to create characters that I kind of thought would live in a universe similar to that, where they had the demon helpers and everything, but I kind of thought I could just like take that idea and make my own story with it for some reason, so obviously that one didn't quite go anywhere. And then on this page, I've got some of their little animal counterparts. I did think that story was fun, and if it wasn't a direct plagiarism of His Dark Materials, I would actually pursue it. This is actually a storyboard for those characters. I can't interpret this. I don't know what this means. So even if I wanted to go back and revise it, I would have to come up with a whole new storyline. My God, I was really obsessed with these characters for a while. All right, I can't not show you. I drew a mini comic that I think is with the same characters that I just showed you. Yeah, I really thought I was doing something there. Here is Alex and Imogen again. I'm gonna censor out the dialogue there. I guess I should censor that little finger as well. But I was really hooked on trying to create a storyline for these characters at this point. It's really funny that the only character that survived from this series was Imogen, and she was not a main character. Doing more little comic panels. I don't really know what I was thinking with this, because I definitely wasn't planning on uploading it anywhere. There's Imogen again. I loved drawing her. Again, I really didn't have anything going on with these stories aside from just these characters, but they're really fun to draw. All right, the recording stopped for some reason, but we're basically at the end of this book, so I'm gonna go ahead and move on to the next one. Book, I've already lost count. 5? Doesn't really matter at this point. We've got another nice Strathmore sketchbook. This was my go-to. If it said sketch on the cover, I first of all didn't really know that it meant different kinds of paper. I just thought that you were supposed to sketch in this book for some reason. All right, right off the bat, we've got some really intense shading. I can guarantee you this was supposed to look really realistic. And again, a couple pages later, we've got another really intensely shaded dragon. Oh my God, oh, we're getting into the emotional era. Look at that. Kind of a shadowy figure walking down a dark hallway with like a little candlelight flame. Very interesting. Oh, another mermaid. I gotta show you all my mermaids because compared to how I draw them now, it's really interesting to see the progression of my art style. I forgot to say the year of this book. This was looks like 2008, 2009. And again, I didn't date these books when I was drawing in them. They're all postmarked just based on context clues from within the book. Oh, we've got color. Look at this. Look at this beautiful little guardian angel thing. Ooh, those are some skinny ankles down there. But it looks like that was done in colored pencil, which still remains one of my favorite coloring mediums, just because I don't know how to use anything else. More gloomy art. I think this is the era of the emo. We're gonna see a lot of really emo inspired art coming up here. Oh, this is fun. This is fun. This is fun. This is a banshee that I drew based on the banshee from the Neon Dragon art books. It's actually the same art books that I did a video on a while ago. That's very, very fun. I was obsessed with that banshee picture. I thought it was so cool, the way like she was posed and her hair was whipping everywhere. I tried to redraw that a lot. Another mermaid. I remember doing these like ruffly tails. I really enjoyed doing that. Some more dragons. These two are fighting. Oh, wow. Wow, wow, wow. Kind of like a Venetian mask, kind of like a masquerade. Really, really dark. And can you see the texture on that? Look at how deep I was pressing my pen into that. That's definitely ballpoint pen. Really, really pressing hard. Here's a fun little fairy. You can tell at this point I was definitely struggling with some anatomy issues. This like skinniness of everything really would not be able to support anything. Oh, we've got emo. We've got emo. Look at that. These are song lyrics to Concrete Angel, which is a very, very sad song about child abuse. Now the mermaid. I think this one was supposed to be a selkie because she's got her tail kind of sloughing off there. Oh, wow. Oh, I must have been really obsessed with this song. We've got another Concrete Angel lyrical piece. We've got a centaur here with a very short horse body. I love drawing centaurs. I still do. Ah, yes, yes, yes. I can definitely tell this was when I had that neon art fantasy creatures book because I learned how to draw this like rotting flesh from that book and I did it all the time. I loved it. Oh, we've got a mermaid that's a seahorse. Isn't that fun? Look how creative that is. Kind of funny, you can definitely tell there's improvement, but I can't see any of my current style in any of these drawings so far. Oh, that's fun. Definitely inspired by Jasmine from Aladdin, kind of a tiger centaur. But like I can tell with the hair especially and the outfit, that was definitely inspired by Jasmine. God, you thought my stylized art was bad? Look at my realism. This, I swear to God, was a sincere attempt at realism when I was a kid. It's not completed because obviously I gave up halfway through, but that was the intent behind the piece. Ooh, we've got a pop of color in here as I appear to be doing some costume designing. Look, I think, ooh, I used metallic for that. Very fun. This is just an interesting face that I want to share. I like that a lot. Oh, wow. Oh, wow, 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 wow. Wow. We've got some more realism. Holy cow. Can you see? That was definitely like, I don't even think I was using my finger. I think I was using a blending stick with that. My, oh my. And again, gave up halfway through. I was really a fan of these like tragic angel pictures, huh? Also, looks like I tried coloring this one and gave up. You're gonna find a common theme here of me just not finishing these pieces. Oh, I think this is oil pastel. Yeah, again, incomplete, but a rare oil pastel piece. Here's a drawing of my kitty cat. Oh, I had this sweet black cat named Raven, and this was a little ballpoint pen drawing of her. My little kitty. And looks like we've just got some blank pages here, so that is the end of that. On to the next book, and we're getting into, this is very fun, we're getting into these hardcover books, which I was obsessed with in high school. Let's see what year this is. 2009 to 2010. Start of high school. They just made me feel so professional. I've got quite a few of them. I've got this one, hardcover, two more hardcovers down here. This one is the same kind of hardcover. When I say hardcover, I mean the spine binding as opposed to these spiral spines. And then there's a couple more recent ones, but it was mainly high school. I was really obsessed with these. We've got one of the first few pages here is just a nice little chibi rendering of someone. I don't know who this is. I have no recollection of anything similar to this character. Oh boy. Emo boys. We loved our emo boys. I can't even tell you. I have no idea. Oh, more comics. Very fun. I actually remember what this one was about. It's another story that I kind of have on the back burner. This one is more of an idea than an actual story. If I were to try to like go back to it, I would have to start completely from scratch. But yeah, here's the two characters in that scene. Oh boy. Boy oh boy. Boy oh boy oh boy. Just it's fun looking back on these because you can actually see how much better you've gotten. Okay, we're entering the cringe era. I don't even want to show you this, but this was a little fursona that I had in high school. I don't think the fursona had a name. This was before Threadwing was my moniker, so I just called her Sarah. There's a little there's a little sunflower seed character. My character was a raccoon, and the little sunflower seed was named Rocky and also had a little bandit mask. I don't know why. I don't. And it says, Sarah's an idiot and forgot her eraser at home, so please excuse those last 5 pages for lack of awesomeness. I don't know who I'm talking to. It's like I thought I was gonna publish this or something. We've got, I believe this is supposed to be a self-portrait of me and my little kitty here. Again, just trying a little bit of realistic shading. Oh, I remember this. Okay, this was the first piece I ever tried to make a tutorial with. I do not have the tutorial anymore. I never uploaded it anywhere, and I took pictures of my progress on like a really cheap digital camera, but I very specifically making like a how to draw characters tutorial out of this picture specifically. That's really fun that I have that to look back on. Oh, I have pictures in here that I drew of me and my friends. Look, that's me down at the bottom. That's what I looked like in high school. And then these are all my friends that I had. Ugh, so fun. It's actually really funny because I do recognize who each of these people is supposed to be. I'm still friends with these people today, and they look familiar to me. Ugh, very fun. Ooh, I actually really like that one. Look at that fully shaded, nicely rendered piece. Give you a good look at that. This one's so hard to show off because of the spine. Look. I'm gonna say my only like massive complaint is the hand up here because yikes. But other than that, I don't think it's perfect. Don't get me wrong. But I do really like how that turned out. For my age at least, I think that was really good. Oh, Alex is back. Here he is, my emo boy. Look at him. He always had that little like stitched heart on his chest, and then I always drew him shirtless. Look at this little lady. Who is she? I don't even remember drawing her, but that's definitely my style. Or it was my style back then. The hands specifically. I would draw hands like that. She looks cool. I am purposefully not showing you a lot of these. 1, because we have a lot to get through, and 2, because I really don't need them to see the light of day. I really don't. Kind of running out of pages on this one though. Most of these pages in the back just look empty. Oh no, wait, no, we got some more. Oh, look at this fun little colored piece. I do remember drawing this character, and I remember trying to come up with a story for her, but I never did, so I don't quite recall who she is or what her story is. We got any more here? No, just some empty pages. All right, done with that one. Got another hardcover book. These books I really loved customizing. This one, it looks like I did just black duct tape, but I did it in like a checkerboard pattern. I wove the duct tape together. I can't imagine how long that took. This one is also 2008 to 2009. A lot of animals to start out. There's one of them. Which is weird, because I thought I had stopped drawing animals by this point. Okay, all right. Not too sure who she is, but that's kind of creepy. Also the smudge on the other side because I never sealed anything. Ooh, I love this mermaid. I come across this thing every so often. I love the design of it. I think it's so fun. It's very Legend of Zelda-y. Oh, this is fun. This is fun. I used to love drawing these like pseudo-anatomically correct skeletons. Anatomically correct is in quotation marks because I would never actually look up a reference for any of these. I would just kind of guesstimate how the skeleton is supposed to look. Ooh, look at this hand. I've got another little note here that says good job. I don't know who left that because that's not my handwriting. But look at this hand. That's actually not bad. I think maybe this part from like the start of the finger to the thumb might be a little long, but other than that, very happy with it. Good job, past me. Ooh, and look at this horse. Oh my goodness. We've got some like good art in here. I know I used a reference for this one. In fact, I think it was a Briar Horse reference that I used, and I think I still have this horse. It's in storage somewhere, but I do remember it. All right, and now we're back to the interesting faces. Thank you. Oh, that one's fun. I thought for sure that was gonna be like a really big, really intricate piece. And to give myself credit, I think this one's pretty much finished. It's all completely shaded. It just doesn't look super great. Got another mermaid. I'll try to show you guys all the mermaids just because I draw so many mermaids nowadays. It's kind of fun to see that I've always drawn them. Ooh, here's another one. This one I think is supposed to be like an anglerfish. Ah, yes, another good face. Love it. I'm starting to think Alex's name was not Alex because I've come across this picture where I drew a little doll version of him and I've named him Sydney, which now that I think about it, I think his name was Sydney. So sorry, Alex, I've been misnaming you this whole time. Also these guys, they're also named. This one's Fred, this is Buddy, and this is Zippy, according to their titles. I couldn't tell you, I have no idea. But I know the little doll is supposed to be a doll version of the guy that I was showing you earlier, who I was calling Alex, but apparently his name is Sydney. Oh, I actually remember this. Okay, this was an artistic representation of all of my symbols pertaining to me. So my birthday is early September, so I am a Virgo, which is represented by the angel in the middle here. I'm born in the year of the dog, this little greyhound here. And then these were supposed to be my birth flower, which I think is a morning glory. But that was supposed to be what that represents. So this was kind of like a self-portrait in symbolism. We've got a naked lady walking through a mirror. Another angel here where I was doing some really detailed work on that fabric. We've got this lovely little dragon here that I think is painted. They're definitely brush strokes. I think it's a really, really cheap acrylic paint on there. Yeah, look at that guy. He's also upside down. The sketchbook goes like this. All the rest of the pages in here are unfinished sketches, so we're gonna call that one done. Oh boy, all right. This one was 2010 to 2011, and we're starting right off. Oh. All right, this is my boy. This is what appears to be one of the first examples of my character Cecil, who I love dearly and I still draw all the time. I'll post some more recent pictures here. But yeah, look at him. Oh look, he had these little like scaly bits that I have not included anymore. He's got fur on the elbows and the feet and stuff. There's definitely some bits that are the same, but he's changed a lot. That's so cool to see. And then I've got a little comic here that I'm not sure what this is. It just appears to be someone stranded on an island after her shipwrecked. So I don't know what that has to do with anything. All right, and then right off the bat, we've got some eyes. I think those are a bunch of eyes of some different characters that I had. This appears to be some character art of a character that I do not have anymore, and I do not know who she is. But it's interesting to see the side-by-side of like the profile and the head on. Also, it definitely looks like I'm getting better at anatomy now. Oh, this is rather fun. Okay, so I've got what appears to be a zombie dog here, but the interesting part is that I've drawn a little triangle on the ground, or more of a trapezoid, to kind of figure out where his foot placement is. Looking at this now, I think the back of this is too wide, but that is definitely an animalistic stance to have like the wide back legs brought to a triangle for the two front legs. I find that very interesting. Oh, this looks like more of the comic, but it is unfinished, so I guess we will never know. I remember this was a thumbnail for a bigger piece that I did. It was actually something I had to do for an art class. It was supposed to be like a self-portrait and portraying an emotion at the same time. I can't even tell what this emotion is. I can't imagine I got a good grade in that class. That teacher was not a great teacher anyway. Okay. I have no idea who these characters are. I couldn't even hazard a guess to when I created them or what for, but I do want to point out, I went through a phase where I made legs too short, and then someone pointed it out to me, and then I overcorrected, and now I'm making legs way too long. So there's gonna be a lot of that. Exhibit A. Oh my God. Look at those legs. Legs for days. And heels on top of that. Whew. Here is another semi-realistic piece with a Voldemort nose. We've got, More pictures of Gabriel. Look at that sweet thing. So yeah, it was Gabriel and Sydney were my two characters. Gabriel, Sydney, and Imogen. And speaking of which, here's some more of Sydney. It looks like we were doing some facial studies. Oh, another picture of my kitty. There she is. All right, and again, we're finishing out with a lot of unfinished sketches. So we'll move on to the next one. Look at this little charm on my book over here. Can you see this? Can you hear that? It's got a little bell on it. All right, we've got another 2010 to 2011. Very first page, we've got kind of this woodland satyr looking creature. Got a pan flute down there. I really liked making characters with the goat hooves. That was very entertaining for me. There is Sydney again. Oh look, there's a little drawing of him on the back of this paper. A little doll form, but there is his full glorious emo boy form with huge feet. Why are his feet like that? Oh my god. Oh, look at this weirdly highly detailed dragon head. Very small too. Didn't use up a lot of page real estate on this one. Here's a little dragon and he's blowing on a dandelion. Why is that so cute? Oh, his name's Oswald. What a cutie. I wish I'd done some more art of him. How adorable. Oh my god, there's actually a lot of dragons in this. Was I going through a dragon phase? I like to show this one just because it is such a stark contrast to my current style. It's so nice to have this stuff to like look back on and just see how much you've improved, because I thought that was really good when I drew it. Oh, here is another Imogen, and I think this is the closest to her current representation. I think she also had a little sister here whose name is Sagira, I think I wrote. Oh man, this one's really hard to see. But yeah, there's another picture of Imogen. She's changed a lot too. I think this was the time when I was really getting into putting a lot of detail into my work. Here is what appears to be a black panther and a dragon fighting in that kind of like circular men's t-shirt kind of fashion. Obviously, gave up halfway through. And we've got a little fairy here with a little newt friend sitting on a branch. I think that's very adorable. Look at them. It's a cute little chibi style too. Oh, we've got another mermaid. She is kind of a scary looking one, I think. More dragons. I don't know why I've stopped drawing dragons. I used to really, really love drawing. It was my little like doodle thing. Like whenever I just wanted to doodle something, I would draw a dragon. I think that's about it for this one. Yeah, just some unfinished sketches on those last couple of pages. Next. All right, this is the one with the, oh my goodness, this one's all sorts of decorated. Look at that. We've even got a little charm down here. I think this was the book that I used for my art class because we actually got a grade on how we decorated our book, which I thought was kind of dumb, to be honest. Oh, and the fact that there's a lot of paper sticking out of it. This was definitely my art class book. So I don't think there's gonna be a whole lot in here for me to show you guys since most of it's classwork and it's just kind of boring in my opinion. So this one should go pretty quickly. Oh my God. Wait a minute. Well, it would appear that aside from the thumbnails and sketches and doodles that I was required to do for my art class, there is nothing else in here. Ooh, look at this guy. Oh, that's creepy. Not sure what this was for, but look at that creepy old man. Yikes. All right, we're just gonna go ahead and toss that one aside then, since there is nothing of mine in there. I have gotten into my rants about my art classes before on stream. I hated taking art classes growing up because they never taught you any of like the fundamentals of art, especially in high school. My high school art teachers, for some reason, were really, really obsessed with surrealism. They kind of thought it was like the elite art style. So if you created anything other than a surrealistic style, they would actually knock points off of your grade for that. And I thought that was really quite ridiculous. So I did not enjoy those classes. This one's got a little raccoon painted on the cover. Yeah. This is another art class sketchbook, but I do believe there are some original drawings in here. So let's just get past all of classwork. God, I hated art class. It was so pointless. Once you get to like the college classes where students are actually paying to be there, it gets a lot better. But high school art teachers, I personally did not have a good experience with them. Look at this mermaid though. Look at that with the fun kind of floral pattern going up the tail. I'm really happy with that. That's pretty neato. My teacher also hated that I didn't use up the full page when I was drawing, like you guys have seen. I just like draw a little thing on each page and then I move on to the next one. We've got some little doodles here of just random things. A balloon, a butterfly, a little kitty with like a clown hat, kind of funky looking shark down at the bottom. I like him. Oh, and here he is in like a little hula outfit. There he is. Very cute. Okay, so it looks like my friend borrowed my sketchbook at some point because this is not mine. I actually recognize this art and it's a friend of mine. But I did draw this little like reaction raccoon. Look how cute that is. I'm actually very happy with that like right now. That's adorable. Oh my God, it's really shocking how I can find a piece in here that I really, really like and then the next page is just, god awful. Here's one of those god-awful ones. We've got just a little profile portrait, very shiny because I was pressing down very hard on the pencil. But yeah, that's just a really weirdly shaded profile of a person. Oh my God, what is this? What is that? What is that? Oh, Sydney, popping up again. Got some Homestuck in here, which I will not be showing you. Oh, fun. Okay, so this is a character from a story that I actually revisited quite recently. I did the neon blacklight like latex character that I did a video on a while ago is actually a character from the same universe as this one. This one, I believe, was supposed to be the villain, and I really, really liked this story. So this is a story I do want to revisit eventually. It was about these kids in this like dystopian universe who found a computer program that allowed them to change things in their reality. And they were human kids, but when they went into the computer program, they became these sort of like animal avatars. So that was one of the avatars in the program. All right, and we've got unfinished sketches and then just some empty pages here. Moving on. We've gone back to what I assume is a lower quality, but it is 2010, 2011. Oh, another character from that same universe I was just describing. Oh, that's right. They all had these little like visors that kind of allowed them, it was like VR where they were wearing the visors to allow them to see into the game. And then the characters in the game themselves would have. I did kind of get into fashion design a little bit. It was never like a focus of mine, but I did like drawing little dresses and suits and stuff every now and then. We've got, oh, are these the same? I'm not sure if these are the same characters or not, but we've got some little chibis. This one is definitely a character in the same universe, this little rabbit up here. I'm not sure about these two because they are animals, but they're not wearing the kind of like cyber suits. So, and then, oh, well this one is a pig. I think these are characters from the same universe. We've got a rabbit, a pig, I'm gonna say a cat, and maybe a dog or a fox. I'm not entirely sure. Oh, here they are! I gotta remember which sketchbook these are all in because I really want to go back and sort of redesign these characters. Look at them! Okay, we have got, I believe this is a raccoon, definitely a rabbit next to her. I don't know about this one. Maybe that one's a fox? This is a cat. Maybe a bear? Maybe that one's a bear. I don't know. This is the dog down here, the pig, and the one in the background I remember was a horse. Oh, all right, I'm happy I found this. I want to reference this again. Oh, we've got some Doctor Who fan art. That's kind of fun. Oh, that one's torn out. Here's some more. I was really going ham with these characters during this time. Oh, and I started designing their little cyber suits here, and it's from tallest to shortest for the characters. Looks like I've got some of their names above their heads. Yeah, and I think these are just supposed to be some real life versions of the characters in this universe. And then she's got her cyber suit up here. I definitely thought they were like human characters that turn into animals, but maybe that's my head now making more sense of it. All right, we are back to costume design. I don't know what this is supposed to be, but it appears I was compiling a list. I'm assuming this was a cosplay of some sort that I wanted to put together. I had a little bit of a phase where I wanted to draw art that mimicked song lyrics. So this song was by Mir Bistushan, which I'm sure I've butchered the pronunciation of that, but it's a little lounge singer. The lyrics up in the corner here. Looks like this is another sketch from that costume that I was creating earlier. More of the cyber characters and this little robot in the corner. Look at that guy. I'm not sure how that connects to the story, but I like him. This is cute. And it looks like I'm doing some cell shading here, which is fun, but just a little couple dancing. I don't think these are specific characters, or if they are, I have no idea who they are. Oh, we're back at it with the emo drawings. Look at this. Everyone in the world is oblivious to the little butterfly, but this little emo girl isn't. She cares about the butterfly. She's the only one. And, oh, okay, we've got one more page here. Looks like it's the same couple from before, but it's just them hanging out under a tree. Very cute. Next. I need to stop like dropping these because I do want to keep them in relatively neat order. All right, we got another hardcover book and it's blank. Is this the wrong side? Oh, okay, this is the start of it. Starting off with a dragon. Ooh, look at this big old mermaid picture. 2-page spread. Look at that guy. Dang. Sydney. He pops up everywhere, I swear. Ooh, look at those fingers though. That's gnarly. That doesn't look too great. What happened, my dude? I think I was trying some foreshortening there and I hadn't quite gotten it yet. Oh, it's Cecil and Deli. It's Cecil and Deli, two of my favorite characters. Oh, this is such an early picture of them. Oh, they look so different. I'm gonna pop up some pictures of what they look like now, but these two are like my babies. They're two of my favorite characters. I've had them for such a long time and I still love them so much. Okay, we've got some more character designs from the same universe. So the universe that they're in has a lot of these like mythical creatures. And a lot of them are like actual mythical creatures. Like Cecil here is obviously kind of like a satyr character. We've got like some classic mythical creatures like the angel and the centaur here, but most of them are just sort of animal hybrids. Like this one seems to be kind of a eel crab hybrid. This is sort of like a snake almost, but with multiple arms, which is weird because snakes have no arms. And then we've got a bear hybrid over here. This story would take a very long time to explain, so I'm not going to do it in this video, but those are all from the same storyline. I've got more characters. Look, here's Cecil again. I believe this is supposed to be, his name's Baron now. I changed it recently. I have no recollection of this character. I'm not sure who she's supposed to be in the story. And then over here is, I just renamed her as well. Alexandria is what her name is. Some more, that one's Cecil and Deli there. I think this is supposed to be Baron. And again, I don't know who this is, this older lady. She must have just gotten lost in the story at some point. I don't know what it is. I've skipped quite a few pictures, but I, for some reason, love drawing this pose, this kind of like handstand back arch. There've been quite a few pictures that I've skipped over in this exact pose. It's very strange. We've got another cyber suit built for a bunny and another mermaid here. I love this mermaid. I love the pearls and the fabric all floating around. And you can see we're starting to get to my signature like swirly hair. It's starting to come together. That's interesting. Just kind of like a interesting creature, mythical creature with very long legs. Oh, I did. There's some fan art of Jessica Rabbit in here, but the were-dog zombie caught me off guard. I like that fan art though. I think that's very good. Dragon. We've got a fight scene between, this is definitely Cecil, and then I'm pretty certain this was supposed to be Baron. That's kind of fun. I don't know who this character is, but I like the pose. The little back bend. That's quite a challenging pose for me to attempt, and I won't say it's perfect, but I do really like it. A little bit of realism here. I believe this was supposed to be Gabriel. God, we're really going with the botched realism. Like, I really remember trying to make this as realistic as possible, and it's just not. But you gotta practice. You have to practice, and the majority of your practice attempts are gonna turn out, like, not great. but you just gotta keep doing it. You can't just put pen to paper and have something instantly. Oh, but here he is called Alex. Hang on. Here he is again, and he's got the name Alex. So maybe he is Alex? Are Alex and Sydney different people? I think Alex and Sydney are different characters. Huh. Oh, this is funny. I apparently drew this without a reference and was very proud of that fact because I put reference free in the corner here. How do you think I did? There's my Cecil boy again. He's so much curlier than he is now. Now he doesn't have all this like really curly, fluffy hair. He's a lot more sleek. I doodled some owls here for Owl Doodle Time. I think this was when the Guardians of Ga'Hoole movie came out. This is just a cute girl with a chicken. We've got either Alex or Sydney and Cecil. Oh, this is Hobbit fan art. That's when the Hobbit movie came out. I did some fan art of Bilbo and Smeagol. Cute little style too. I used to love drawing in that style. I want to do it some more. It's really funny as I remember this being a time in my life when I thought I was like really, really good at art. And it's really funny to look back on times when you thought you were doing really, really good and you're just not. Oh my God, it's Joan. This must have been one of the first drawings I ever did of Joan and Jameson. Give you a closer look there. These two have gone on a wild ride in regards to character definition and changing. But this is Joan. I'll put some pictures up of these two. Joan is the dark-haired one and Jameson is the lighter-haired one. Wow. I forgot the original characters were kind of angelic, like they had wings. That's so cool to see. There's Joan again. She had double wings, and I got rid of that plot point really quickly. All right, that's the end of that one. Oh, right off the bat. There was this manga series that I absolutely loved when I was a kid called Plus Anima. This is fan art from that. That's Kuro. He was my favorite character. Forgot the year again. This is, looks like 2012. So this was right when I was graduating high school. We've got, I believe, Joan and Jameson again. And then I think this is another character in the story named Amelia. I did some Sherlock fan art. There's actually been quite a bit of Sherlock fan art, but this is the one I'm gonna show you. All the little outfits, but all in chibi form. Oh, here's Gabriel popping up again. My little boy. All right, I've got some character art from a story that I abandoned years ago, and then I used aspects of that story in another character that I have now, but this is the art. It was supposed to be the story of this guy who got attacked by who got possessed by this spirit that manifested itself into a moving tattoo on the person's body. I completely scrapped this story, abandoned the whole thing, but I do have this character that I used the tattoo idea for, where he has the snake tattoo kind of moving over his body. So even though this story doesn't exist anymore, there is that little aspect that I kept. Boy, oh boy, there's a lot of fan art in here that I'm not gonna show you. We've got Joan again with her wings, colored very, very vibrantly purple. I like her wings. Their story has changed so many times, and I kind of feel like I want to revisit it and maybe give her wings back. Oh, this I was so proud of when I drew it, and I actually redid this piece on my stream back when I first started streaming, like back at the very start of the pandemic. I loved this piece. It gives me a nice happy feeling. I think this is Alex. I believe it is. I think Alex and Sydney are two different characters. Another realistic face. This is Benedict Cumberbatch as Smaug, because again, the Hobbit movie had just come out. I believe I drew this on a road trip to San Francisco with my friends. You can't see it at all, but it says SF or bust up here. And then these are my friends driving. This is me sketching in the back seat, and then my two friends kind of just chilling in the car. That's fun. Oh, it's that thing. Okay. I have no explanation for this. I have no idea what this is or where it came from, but also, I don't know. I have no clue. I love it though. I'm like so obsessed with the lack of line art over here, how it's just shaded. I wish I could do that now. I don't know where this ability came from. I definitely drew it though, because I recognize the fingers. Like that's how I would draw hands. They're a little exaggerated, but that is my drawing. Here's some owls. I believe their names are Jet and Jut from the Guardians of Ga'Hoole. Okay, interesting. Here's my characters from Joan and Jameson's story. We've got Joan, Jameson, and Amelia. And these two side characters who I don't even remember. Looks like Sebastian and Samuel. I do not know who those characters are. It's so interesting seeing old characters, like seeing some of the first times I drew them. And there's other characters that seemingly go along with their story who I just don't remember, even though I still like draw and think about these characters to this day. But here's a lovely little inked mermaid. Beautiful. Love the hair on this one, how it's kind of going around the hand. Gorgeous. Oh, this was fun. Okay, so my favorite book series is the Hannibal Lecter Silence of the Lambs series. And there's a line in Silence of the Lambs that specifies that Hannibal Lecter had 6 fingers on his left hand. So I just kind of became obsessed with that line and started drawing a lot of Silence of the Lambs fan art, specifically with the polydactyly on the left hand. This hand is like okay. I really like the shading right here that I did with the fingers. The joints are a little out of whack, but for the most part, I don't think the hand is that bad. This is another story, but the hand's pretty cool. And then once again, just a lot of unfinished sketches and blank pages, so that is the end of that book. All right, so we've gone through 14 books and there are 16 more here. At the time of filming, it is currently 12:03 a.m. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna do one more sketchbook and then we'll have to save the rest for a part 2 because I need to go to bed. So we've got book number 15 here. Looks like the date on this was 2012 to 2013, so right after graduating high school. Oh, and right off the bat, we've got a picture of Cecil and Deli, my babies. Still having issues with the proportions of my characters in the fact that I am making all of their limbs way too long. This is a little scene that I drew. This is me and my classmate in college, and we were throwing acorns at a tree, supposedly at this bird for some reason. I don't know why we were doing that, but I drew a little scene out of it. Even in college, I was just carrying a sketchbook around with me all the time. And it's kind of funny. I would have thought my art would have gotten a lot better by now, but I definitely still see like there's a lot of room for improvement. Oh, that's interesting. Okay, some Sherlock fan art. I think that's pretty damn good. Doesn't that look like Benedict Cumberbatch? I think that's pretty good. Oh, my cyber bunny. Oh, look, it's a squirrel. Okay, with the tail, you can tell that this is a squirrel. All right, this was the one that I wasn't sure what kind of animal it was, so I'm glad I came across that. And I did so well with that Sherlock fan art that I decided to try and do one of my characters in a realistic style, and it did not turn out as well. I don't think, at least. I think that's Alex? Well, I don't know. We've got more of the cyber suits, and I think I've written some rules up here for myself just to kind of give some variety to the suits. Oh my god, there's 3 of them. 1, 2, 3. All like references for the cyber outfits. I think I know what story this character is from. It's not one that I'm working on at all currently, but I don't remember this character specifically. He looks rather cool though. Outfit is very flowy. I've never been that good at designing outfits, honestly. We've got more owls. I didn't realize I drew so much Guardians of Ga'Hoole fan art. Oh my god, even more. Look at all these owls. They're quite cute. I just didn't realize there was so many of them. Oh, we've got this very steampunk looking lady. Not sure who she is, but I'm digging the eyepiece. I think this was me attempting some like freehand art. So I wasn't doing any sketches on these. I was just trying to do the line art and the shading in one go. I'm gonna say that's mixed results. Oh, I've got some more. I didn't realize I had so much art of these characters. We've got Joan and Jameson again, Amelia, and this must be one of the side characters that I don't remember. Oh, that's interesting. I do not know who this is, but it looks like kind of a dwarf character. Maybe Lord of the Rings inspired, I'm not sure. I know this is Gabriel, because in later renditions he did have that scar on his face. But yeah, that's a little like semi-realistic of Gabriel. I gotta admit, my realistic drawings are getting better and better. Oh, that's rather fun. Okay, we've got kind of like a Rapidash-esque horse where the mane and tail are on fire, although I didn't know anything about Pokemon during this time, so this is definitely not Pokemon inspired. Very interesting. Oh, I said I was getting better at my realistic portraits, but noses were just the bane of my existence. They were for a very, very long time. I really didn't figure out how to draw noses until early last year. Oh dear God. Okay, so smiling mouths are very hard to difficult. I even still have trouble with them, but what the heck is that? That's just... like the eyes too. What's going on here? Ugh, that's scarier than the little shadow guy I drew earlier. Oh, there's Joan. That's a realistic rendering of Joan. Pseudo-realistic. I am getting better though. I think I am. Look at the eye bags on that one. The under eye. I like really went in on the details, especially around the eyes. The nose is still a mess, but that one could be a lot worse. And again, another realistic rendering where the eyes are just super, super well done, and then the nose is non-existent because I didn't know how to draw it, so I decided not to. More Joan, Jameson, and Amelia. I didn't realize I was so obsessed with these characters at this time. A dragon. Wow, I like really detailed that one. There's a lot going on there. And then on the last few pages here, it would appear as though I have attempted to teach myself Gallifreyan, which is the fictional written language of Doctor Who. I don't even think there's like an official language. I think it's all like fan-made. All right, that should be 15 books down, 15 books to go. So what I'm gonna do is, because I've already been recording for over 2 hours, I'm gonna go ahead and cut this video here and we will make a part 2 with the rest of my sketchbooks. And if you guys want, I'll even make a part 3 with some art that I've posted online that I know is not in these sketchbooks. So if you want to see both of those videos, make sure you comment down below letting me know that you like this one. Subscribe to this channel so you find your way back here for next week's video. If you do want to see some of my current art, not this stuff, but like actual current art that I have made, you can find me on Instagram. I am also on TikTok, and I stream live on Twitch. And if you would like to give me that extra little bit of support, you can subscribe to me on Patreon as well. I am Threadwing under all of those socials. I super appreciate your support on all of those platforms, no matter which one you choose. And again, make sure you subscribe to this channel so you can find your way back here for next week's video. I hope you guys have a wonderful rest of your week. I will see you all next Tuesday. Bye!